Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, college football fans across the nation and around the world. This is the Tim May Show, and it's no surprise I am and have been for 71 years now, Tim May. With that said, let's jump right into this week's offering, which I'd like to call a wide receiver U cavalcade. There was evidence put forth again during a recent interview session of the depth of that room, still fronted by Professor Brian Hartline, headed into his eighth season at Ohio State. And that's even though he has been elevated this year by Ryan Day to bona fide offensive coordinator. Brian Hartline is still the head of the wide receiver room and has grown great repute of that since taking over for Zach Smith in the preseason of 2018. Zach Smith is one that really gave it its roots, but Ryan Day has grown that tree big time. And within 15 minutes, I sat in on three straight interviews led off by the current star in residence, Jeremiah Smith, coming off a school records blasting season last year. You all remember that. Then came Quincy Porter, who gained attention of all who got to attend the Student Appreciation Day this past week with some spectacular catches. And as Ryan Day, the head coach, pointed out to us, he'd made a few of those before everyone was let into the indoor facility to watch the rest of the practice. But he's an early enrollee, and it's the first of the early enrollee freshmen to have the black stripe removed from his helmet. That signifies he has earned already the trust by teammates and coaches to play a role, some kind of role, whatever it might be, this coming fall and beyond. And then that was followed by several minutes with Brandon Inniss, a guy who's been a favorite of a lot of us who cover Ohio State football over the years. He last year contributed several major plays in the run to the national championship, but still been considered a yeoman as he waited his time in a really deep wide receiver room exacerbated by Emeka Egbuka coming back for yet another season, one in which he helped lead the Buckeyes to that national championship. But now Inniss, playing the waiting game, now appears to be ready to assume one of the roles of in that starting trio of wide receivers. And it's going to be a major upgrade for him this season. He recognizes that, but as he said, he's put in the time and he's ready for the challenge. And again, the reason I like this little lineup here is it represents three levels of Zone 6. The superstar in residence, as in Jeremiah Smith, the appears to be another great freshman. And there are several other young men who are making big strides this spring in that room. But Quincy Porter is a great example of yet another big time player just waiting to get his chance as a freshman. And it's another reason with Brandon Inniss coming back and adding his not just his playing ability, but his leadership, which has exuded the past couple of years, but definitely did last year. But adding his playing experience, his leadership along with his playing experience, and he's ready to finally be a full-time, fully fledged member of that starting lineup. It just shows you why this is still considered to be the deepest wide receiver room in the nation headed into the 2025 season. So enough with my setup and my stammering and stuttering. Let's get right to the lightly edited interviews within order: Jeremiah Smith, Quincy Porter, and Brandon Inniss.
Man, I'm having a lot of fun. Can't say it's as fun as my first spring, coming in being a freshman. First new start, college career. But things kind of different this year around. Second spring, getting limited on a lot of things, just trying to take care of my body. But I'm actually just out here having fun, going on the younger guys, showing them the right way and everything like that. So yeah, definitely having a good time this spring.
Ryan said you've been spending some time in the slot.
Yep.
This spring, how's that going to learning that position?
It's going good. Just something different. Just moving me around, getting a feel for different things. So it's been pretty fun for sure.
What about that spot do you think maybe you can take advantage of against other opponents?
For sure. I think I could definitely. It's a mismatch for sure, going against safeties and linebackers and stuff like that. So it definitely would be a mismatch come game time. We play teams in the season.
How about the quarterback race? Break it down for us. How do you see it?
I can't break that down. That's above my pay grade. That's Coach Ryan Day, Coach Hartline, and Coach Billy Fesser, jobs to handle.
What is your pay grade?
I don't know.
Hey, Jeremiah, were you stunned by what happened on Student Appreciation Day when you saw all these people around you? How do you ever totally get used to that?
I don't think I'll ever get used to it. I mean, it's just, it's a blessing for sure to see, everybody come out, all the Buckeye fans, and, everybody come up to me and, ask for pictures and everything. I mean, I wish I could get everybody, but, sometimes I can't do it. It's too much sometimes, but, I mean, some people, they understand, but, I was, thankful for them and all, so.
Is there a specific thing that you want to get better at this week? I know you're limited, but
Yeah.
is there one specific area maybe you want to see the most?
Just getting a better understanding of the game. That's the biggest thing. I mean, it's a little other things me and Coach Hartline talk about. He wanted me to prove on and stuff. I actually wanted to prove on as well, but that's one thing, just getting a better understanding of the game for sure.
You had so many snaps last year. You probably knew the coaches told you you'd be coming back.
Yeah.
How much have you fought that? How much do you want to be out there every single snap?
Yeah, I mean, the competitive nature in me, want to go out there and practice, but, got to listen to my coaches, but, for me, I always want to practice, always want to go out there, compete, but, sometimes, I have to listen, just, take a little break sometimes, like I say.
Kind of fought them on that a little bit?
Not really. I mean, it's a long season ahead of us, so, I mean, I'm just, taking it day by day.
You don't see many true freshmen make the game-clinching play in a national championship game. What's the key for you to stay hungry, to continue to grow and make new goals?
I mean, just something in me. I mean, just because I made that one play, I have next year, the year after that, just can't get big-headed. I always feel like it's room for improvement. Never feel like you just got it. That's one thing a lot of people mess up on, feel like, they had one good year, okay, I'm relaxed. That's not in me. I'm going to continue to do it for years and years to come, I feel like, to myself for sure.
What have you noticed about Quincy Porter?
Quincy Porter, big, tall receiver, just like me. Just came in, kept his head down, just working. I'm happy to see his future here at Ohio State. Probably going to be, next one for sure.
What's it like seeing all of these, seeing the national championship banner and seeing all the new signage, knowing you played a huge role in that?
I mean, it's a blessing, to say I played, a role in the natty run that we had as a true freshman. But it's time to move on. I mean, that's behind us now, and I can't wait for this season to come up.
What kind of obligation do you feel to a guy like Quincy to kind of take him under your wing and show him how you work your way?
I feel like he already got that. Just coming in, he already got that hard work ethic. Quiet, just like me as I came in. Just all about ball, really. I mean, he in here early. I mean, spending time with Coach Hartline, meeting and everything. He doing it the right way, I should say, and he have a bright future here.
Coach Hartline said he wants you to become more of a vocal leader.
Yeah.
And you said Carnell and Brandon are the vocal leaders of the group.
Yeah.
How much of a challenge is that for you? Because you are kind of a quiet guy.
Yeah, it is a challenge. Just stepping out of my comfort zone. I mean, something that everybody want to see from me, not just my coaches, but players on the team as well. We have a leadership meeting. That's a lot of people call me out on, just saying they want me to talk more. I'm working on it. It takes time. Not really the guy that's talkative or but lead by example. But one thing I'm definitely working on is trying to talk more, get more out of my comfort zone, and just be a leader.
Is that the biggest challenge for you, or more than anything on the field?
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely the biggest challenge. Like I said, just stepping out of my comfort zone, leading the guys and leading the younger guys as well.
You guys open with Texas next year. Going back to the playoff game, do you think about that moving forward, just kind of how you were taken out of that game?
Yeah, I think, no, I don't really think about it. I mean, that's behind me. I mean, we won the game. We ended up going to the national championship. And, I mean, we see it in week one. I just, can't wait to, face a great opponent.
What's your impression of Devin Sanchez so far?
Yeah, big, long corner, could run, physical. He got it all, and I can't wait to see things he do here this year as well.
And what have you noticed different? Is there anything different about this defense, these first 3 weeks of spring that's caught your eye?
They just fast, physical, and willing to hit somebody, I should say. Same thing, nothing really changed for me. Guys still go do what they've been doing over the last year and a half, I should say, yeah.
Coach Day makes the quarterback live like he did for a couple practices last week.
Why are you
wide receiver, Carnell, right? How do you
think your quarterbacks responded to that? Over all three?
I think they responded pretty good. I did not expect the quarterbacks to be live in a scrimmage. That surprised me for sure, because they definitely surprised me with that. But I feel like they handled it very well. They took hits, something they needed, I should say, toughen them up a little bit.
Do wide receivers learn anything about quarterbacks, seeing how they handle that, since it's obviously not a norm to do that?
Learn anything? No, but it's definitely not normal to see a quarterback get hit against his, defense, I should say. But them guys, they was getting hit for sure, but they was getting right back up. So, kudos to them for that.
Two more questions.
How much better can you get?
Definitely can get better. Never feel like I'm getting complacent. Always room for improvement. And I'm just taking it day by day, and just getting better each and every day.
How do you prepare for the scrutiny and the expectations you're going to get over the next 2 seasons here, off the season you just had?
Not really focus on the expectations that I have coming up or the year after that. Just focus on spring, and just going into the fall camp and just getting ready for the season. I should say the expectations go be there. Not really something high. In my mind right now, I'm just being a leader and just focusing on the team.
Jeremiah, how much changes if Brian Harline won't make coaches in the press box and not down on the side of you guys this year? How much changes for you on a game day like that?
I don't really know. We haven't really spoke about that right now. I don't really know. Can't really answer that for sure.
Jeremiah, a lot of guys have said that they want a lot of championships not taken down. They don't want to see it because moving into this year it's a new team. How important is that for you? And why do you think that's significant for this team moving forward?
Like I said, we can't live in the past. The 2024 team, they won the national championship. This year we did it. So, we just took everything down in the weight room and everything. So, we could focus on being ourselves and, this our season, I should say.
Really good. It was a great accomplishment. Definitely a good thing, but I'm still more focused now on playing, getting better, and still competing.
Quincy, were you just on Saturday? You know what I mean? Did you feel a little special on Saturday because there were a couple of spectacular catches mixed in all of that? What was it like to have that kind of showing, I guess?
Good. It's good to make plays. It's a great feeling to make plays, and it's just the work that I put in, and just looking forward to continue to do that.
Yeah.
How much does it inspire you to see what Jeremiah did last year and to see that a freshman can come in and make a huge impact right away?
Well, it knows that I can do it, and anybody can do it. It's just putting the work in and knowing that it's possible.
A lot of guys from New Jersey who've come in here had a lot of success at Ohio State. How do you feel like playing in New Jersey's helped prepare you for this moment at Ohio State?
Good. It's good competition. Definitely in that league that I played in at Bergen Catholic, we had a lot of competition, good work, and a lot of people from Jersey here as well, and they're really good as well.
Would it inspire you when you see what guys like, whether it's Cody, Ronnie Hickman, whoever, have done here?
Yeah, it's good knowing that people from Jersey, where you live, are also doing really good. So it's a great thing.
What do you most excited about on Saturday, and the opportunity you have to be in that stadium for the first time in front of people? What are you most excited about?
I'm most excited just to be able to play in front of a lot of people, more people, and just play and get better, really.
In the 4 months you've been here, getting a chance to learn behind Jeremiah, what's something you maybe picked up on him?
I'll say just the way, the consistency that he has, and just consistency really everybody has here. That's the expectation here, is to have great consistency, not just do it one play, but every play.
Jeremiah said you already have that work ethic. I asked him if he felt obligated to kind of take you under his wing and show you the work ethic that he has. It's legendary right here. He said you already have it. Do you feel like you have the similar work ethic to him?
Yeah, I feel like I have a really good work ethic, but you always want to add something, always try to get better, and I feel like that's the main goal at the end of the day.
Was your intent going into spring to establish yourself, or, you know what I mean? Did you have sort of a goal in mind of spring in terms of making your name known, Quincy, for want of another term?
Well, for me, really, my goal was just tunnel head down work and just let my work ethic and my play just happen and see where I end up.
Carnell said that you were one of the hardest workers on the team. How much does it mean to have that vote of confidence from him and Jeremiah and all those guys?
Good. And the work ethic is really just the mindset I came in with, and that's just I want to get better. And that's from the start. I want to just keep that going through.
Where do you think you have gotten better since spring practice started?
Personally, everything, but I would say routes and be able to move a little bit better.
Is that something that?
Last couple of questions for Quincy, guys.
What or who instilled your work ethic in you?
I would say it started really as a kid, and then going into Bergen, that was kind of also the standard there. And then, of course, it's the standard here, of course. So it's just been through that and growing, and that's really what it came from.
Is there an expectation of being that kind of guy here now in this room? I mean, this wide receiver room. Almost every one of you guys, you walked into a room where everybody's working, right? I mean, what is that room like, I guess, Quincy?
Yeah, it's definitely high expectation, hard work, and everybody's competing against each other, not just the defense or anybody. So it's a real competition, real room, and you really are competing against everybody there. It's real work.
Yeah. Quincy, when you were recruited, you obviously knew the reputation of this room. How different is it knowing or hearing that reputation from guys who have been in here for Carline as opposed to when you get here and being a part of it? How different is it?
Oh yeah, you think you're gonna come in and it's gonna be easy, but it was not easy. You're kind of finding your place, what to do, and you're learning, and then becoming your own.
Quincy, is it fair to be asking you questions about your freshman year and also mentioning Jeremiah Smith's freshman year, considering, like, is it fair to you for us to mention his freshman year when we're talking to you? Like, those are expectations that nobody should have.
Well, I don't really take anything personal. I mean, expectations, I'm just going to try to exceed all expectations, still play hard, and still work hard. Nothing changed with that.
It feels amazing. I feel like finally my time is now, and I feel like I've been patient, and I never questioned the decision I made to come here, and I knew how to stick through hard times, and I feel like it's finally paying off.
How so?
I feel like now I'm seeing the vision from what Coach Hart used to tell me in recruiting and being out there with the offense and stuff like that. I feel like this is my first spring fully healthy that I finished, because last year I had like a little minor injury, but we're almost done. But it feels good.
We get to see so little in practice. So a play like you made in the scene on Saturday. You've had 11 other practices to think about. But that's one that a bunch of people are watching. So, oh, that's maybe what this is going to look like. When you're making those, and I bet you've been making a lot of them, how is that feeling? How do you feel like your game is now compared to a year ago? To make that kind of impact in practice?
Yeah, I feel like my game has definitely enhanced a lot. I became a lot smarter, I think, playing. I'm playing faster. I lost weight, so I'm definitely playing more. I would say I'm definitely playing a lot faster. Everything's slowing down. I know every position, so if I know like the defenses, I think Coach Patricia's doing a good job trying to mess us up, but I still be knowing what they be doing.
What is that? What is the weight, by the way, Brandon? Brandon, what is your weight, by the way? You said you've lost weight.
Oh yeah, right now I'm 201.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carnell said it's the number change.
Number change?
The number change.
Yeah, I feel like my old self again.
Yeah. But, I mean, is there something to that? Kind of feeling like you are just really being able to beat yourself this year, whether it's the injuries, number change, body change, whatever it is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I could say that, maybe a little bit of number change. But when you feel like now's your time, your mentality also changes. And last year, still being on like the backup, quote unquote, now the opportunity to be a starter, now your mentality totally changes, and I feel like the number changes well, my body's changing, so I feel like it's all coming together. So yeah.
Brandon, you talked about your role's getting bigger this year, looking for a starting job. But everyone still talked about you as a leader last year, even in a smaller role. Just how did you kind of learn to grow your voice, have a voice, even if you're not having as big of a role as some other guys on the team?
Yeah. Emeka used to tell me I was the energy source in the room. So for him to tell me that, I knew the team would also look at me as an energy source. So whatever I needed to do, whether it was vocally or during a block, just making a big block and celebrating with my teammates and doing everything I can off the field, on the sidelines during games, whatever it needs to be done, just to be the best leader I can and just do whatever it takes for my team to win.
Was it ever difficult to kind of keep that energy when you're competing, you're trying to get on the field more?
Nah, my energy's always high. I would say my energy's always high. Some days it's like, it's kind of like you it's like you feel a little off, but then you have your teammates to bring you up, and you have other guys like Carnell and all these guys and all these big personalities in the room that also bring you up. So I feel like us as a whole, we're a great receiving corps.
When you had your shot to make plays last year, you made them, right? I mean, how does that buoy you, lift you going into this season where you expect to be a constant in that regard? You know what I mean, Brent?
Yeah, we call it competitive excellence, making the play when your number's called. And I feel like every time I get the opportunity to get in the game, it's either I'm putting good stuff on film or bad things, and I don't want to put bad things on film. So that was just my mindset. Every play, just put a great thing on film.
Do you have to gear yourself up mentally to the fact that you're going to probably play more? You understand what I mean? This year compared to last year, is that the grind, so to speak, of it?
Yeah, I definitely know like what's ahead. I'm just learning from Emeka. I know what he left. I know the footsteps I'm following, and I definitely know I'm going to be playing a lot more, way bigger role, and I'm gonna just do everything in my power just to uphold that standard.
Brandon, what about it seems like you did just enough last year to get the taste of what it's going to take to win a national championship, but not enough to feel like you're satisfied with it. Do you agree with that? And like in that regard, like how do you kind of balance that mentally of like I still need to do more to get to where I want to be, but you've already reached the national championship?
Well, you're always chasing something. I don't think you're ever satisfied. I mean, as a team, at the end of the year, we were satisfied with the outcome. But personally, you can always find an inch better. We always say find that inch, and you're working towards one goal every day. And I feel like daily you come in here with the mindset of what's one thing I can focus on getting better today, and that's just my mindset. And Coach Days talked about in spring ball enhancing our skill set. And every day I've thought about in the morning what's one thing I can. This is something like just I thought about. What's one thing every day that I can come out here and enhance on the field. And I focus on one thing every single day. And I feel like that's helped me the most so far.
Brandon, what about your skill set makes you a perfect fit in the slot with what this offense requires?
I could do everything. I could run every route. I'm quick. I got great hands. I'm physical. I create separation very easily. I feel like I got that mentality to play the slot. I could take hits over the middle. I could do the dirty work. I could insert and block linebackers. I do things like that. I feel like that's what you need at Ohio State.
Brandon, in this age of football, kids transfer in and out all the time, and that's their journey, and that's what works for them. You stayed.
Yep.
How has that benefited you? How has that kind of built your journey and who you are now?
Yeah, I always trusted the process. I would say that them hard times definitely. I didn't really question entering the transfer portal, honestly. I've always thought, like, this is the place for me. God's put me here for a reason. I'm going to sit through it. And I kind of live by this quote, God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. And I feel like that's just something that I carried throughout the last year. And I'm like, I know my time's coming, so I'm just glad I'm finally seeing it.
Describing the player that you are right now, that's Emeka Egbuka. Do you kind of see yourself as like a very similar player to who Emeka is?
Yeah, I feel like Ohio State, we always have them type of players in the slot, Jackson, Emeka, KJ Hill, type of guys like that. And, I feel like I fit into that category.